was in high school, for me, I was not in the Christian Union that much leadership, but I was in the leadership of school. So I remember I was given to serve as the person in charge of library, and I cannot say it is coincidental, because when I came to university, I was also given a docket which has library. So that is why I usually say there is nothing coincidental when it comes to godly matters.
And on 16th September, that very first Friday, I was just chilling in my hostel, and then I heard some very beautiful music singing around, and I just came out of my hostel, which was B6. I just walked around 8th Street and found myself just next to the canteen that was on Hall 4. It was the Friday Fellowship of the Christian Union. I went in, I was welcomed by an usher with a very beautiful smile. I felt at home on that very first day, whereby I found Mr. Meshach Washington, who was the chairperson by then.
It's been 3 years since I joined the Christian Union, and I was oriented into the creative ministry, where I took part in dance, drama, and decoration.
I joined Christian Union at my third week after I joined campus. Yeah, I got to know about the content of the Christian Union in this campus through the orientation which was made by the Christian Union officials.
So by the grace of God, I served as the advocacy leader in a spiritual year, and the response was quite fair. Yeah, it was good, I can say.
By God's grace, I was the ICT researcher and critique leader. It has been a nice journey. Yes, about the research, it was more of bringing ideas and bringing ideas that will take our CU forward. Mostly I focused on taking our ICT forward.
I joined CU 2 months ago. Yeah, a friend of mine found me loitering around on a Sunday morning and asked me to join her for the CU service. Yeah, and that's how I became a CU member.
First, I was made the Bible study secretary. Then, in a period of 1 year, I can say it is God who gives divine speed. I was made a Bible study coordinator. During the interim, I was added another role, that is discipleship coordinator. In that December, I was given as chairperson. Not December, November 10. Now, from November 10, I have been serving as the chairperson from last year, November 24, up to this year, November 9.
I was blessed by the Lord to serve as the creative ministry coordinator, where we used art and creative works to spread the gospel and to bring people to Christ through various drama, dance, decoration. We have managed to be ambassadors of Christ by that which He has given us.
It has been a good moment of service and a good moment of learning, a good moment of self-growth, a good moment of interacting with people more and more, because leadership exposes you to different things, different places, different people. It uplifts you to a level in which you are able to associate with the high dignitaries. Yes, and I can say I really thank God.
Also having the opportunity to go to a Salama Children's Home, that was last year on 5th of April. It was a joy to have a wonderful day with those kids, seeing them, showing them love, showing them that there are people who still value them in as much as they are orphans, in whatever situations that they are in, that God still loves them.
Leading worship has impacted me spiritually in the sense that it made me to take God seriously. It made me to go deeper with God and know Him, know even His word more. That's how leading worship really helped me. It made me go deeper in God.
I've done quite a research about the number of suicides happening, and imagine 720,000 suicides in an year. Unajiuliza, why are these people committing suicide? Maybe it's because they felt overwhelmed, because they didn't have knowledge about something, issues like mental health, issues like maybe you lacking pressure even from the society, and yeah, everything around that. So creating awareness in our generation, it's so key, because people get to have knowledge about the issues they are going through.
In the Christian Union, I served later as the drama ministerial leader, where I took the team through creative works of spreading the gospel through drama, acting, and we created the Thespians group, which survives until date.
One of the events that really touched me so far was the worship night that was held on 31st last month. Yeah, I was so blessed. I thank God that I also participated in praise and worship and dance. Yeah, ever since nilijoin CU, nimegrow. Yeah, nimepata people who are holding me, a family. Yeah, my dad Josh and my mom Stella. They have been amazing parents. Yeah, and I thank God because He's allowing me to minister to Him, to serve Him, because where He is where I like to be. It's the best place to be.
Then also from there we have been able to organize. We also in interim we had a mercy enrich activity whereby we had to reach out to our staffs here in school, our security personnel. We had a fellowship with them for the very first time. We had never had such in the past, and they really appreciated. Later on we came now to this final run that started on this semester early September there, whereby we organized an Acts of Mercy and Kindness week. It was a whole week packed with different activities and engagements for the members, whereby we had just small things. Our main theme was on reflecting Christ through compassion, love in action. That was our main theme, and we bless the Lord because it came from the book of Acts chapter 4 verse 32. Majorly our main focus was to show small acts of kindness and mercy that will bring impact not only to us as the students but also to the society and the community here at Cooperative University.
In the spiritual year 2025-2026, we are still focusing on the vision of the Christian Union, and that is Christian students changing the university, changing the church, and changing the community. But in as much as that is there, God is also placing a demand within our hearts to raise men who are genuinely after His heart. Yeah, and this will come through discipleship, through evangelism, and through service. Yeah, that is the demand that God is placing within our hearts this year.
The most common way we used to advocate was through first creating videos and skits. Yeah, so we created mobilizing videos, just a video to communicate the message we are passing. We also did with posters. We were making posters carrying the message. We were also placards. We had created placards and just with the manilas writing the message. Our theme for the chastity was Mwili wangu mali ya Yesu. So we were writing on those manilas, then we are sticking in people's hostels, and sticking them around the school. Anyone can see, because we are not ashamed of the gospel, right? Yeah. We also made bookmarks on message of chastity. You just place it between your Bible and your books. Okay, you have it all the time to remind you, to encourage you that chastity is the way to go. So yeah, we also did a walk campaign, a chastity campaign, where we were going around the school and around Gataka, our residence, advocating about that. And the final semester we did a panelist discussion. So we had a number of panelists, and our guest speaker was Minister George Watetu, which was so a great pleasure and honor. So yeah, we had that panel discussion where we were talking about this mental health. What is mental health? Issues like stress, issues like how to deal with when you have undergone grief. How should you deal with grief, so that you don't find yourself in pits of depression and all that. So we climaxed our year with that panel discussion where it was very, very impactful. We thank God. Yeah.
What I enjoyed most was the practices we had. There are times every time we'd gather, be it in room A or in hall 2, hall 4. I really enjoyed the practices, the laughs we usually had with the members when someone, let's say, just the laughs we had. It was really fun. I enjoyed the practices. We had some very good laughs.
Okay. I have actually grown very much. I can see a difference of me while back at home and while in school. And I can also see that I'm going to bring a change back home. I'm going to talk about things that I have experienced here and are not happening back at home. Yeah, I have really grown.
Of course, basing our attention to on the theme of the year, that is walking in the light. You can see all these things are aligned to one thing that God is really calling us to as a church, to raise men who are after His own heart. Yeah, and of course to our motto, that is equip, transform, empower. We are trusting God that even in this year He is going to equip us with the necessities that will carry us throughout the year. Then after that, we are transformed. Not only us, but the surrounding too. Then after that, we empower others. Yeah, that is what the Lord is putting in our hearts.
In the amazing team, we have the Unashamed Dance Crew, who in the past spiritual year, we have managed to showcase our talent in the platform, in the presence of the Lord through dancing in various events like the worship night in Sitam Karen, PBB Ngara, and of course MCK Christmas carols events where we did our first ever dramatized dance.
We were able to partner with different churches for different activities. The greatest achievement, to me, I can say it is not all that. The greatest achievement is that people were able to grow spiritually, socially, mentally, and they were able to interact with one another with love.
During the worship night, our recent worship night, when our guest minister was ministering, I remember when she was leading us into prayer and even worship, I felt like the presence of God come down on me till for the first time I laid flat on the floor. That was an experience I'll never forget during our worship night. I felt the presence of God there. Yeah.
We thank God we reached a good number of people. We went to hostels. We campaigned at Gataka. We were going with those papers advocating chastity, and it was amazing. It was a nice experience. We also advocated for health is wealth. That is basically to say that your health is your greatest wealth you can ever have. Yeah,
It's been a wonderful experience having with the members in the church, seeing them smile always, reaching out to their needs, having an opportunity for members to reach out, to have a shoulder to lean on, to be there just to guide, to see all leaders working in harmony has been such a wonderful joy.
I can say we did our best as that leadership. We did our best, and we were able to bridge the gap between the executive, that is leaders, and the church members. Because if I recall all those periods, all those years, me when I entered first year, I can remember I only knew the chairperson. When I went to second year, I only knew a few leaders. But when I received some feedback after we have handed over, I can say it has been good. We have been able to bridge that gap. That every member of the Christian Union, 75% of them, they were able to know who or which people they are serving them. Yes, that is from the chairperson up to ministerial ministerial leaders.
As we are starting this spiritual year, this is the message that I would like to share with us. I want us to be very intentional with our walk with God this year. Yeah, our salvation is not only limited to the secret place where we are with God, but since we are in the community, since we are on earth, we are with people, let's make Him known by revealing Him through how we live. This will come in how we are relating with that caretaker, with that hawker, with that conductor, Kwanaboka. It will come the way we are relating with that person selling that Safaricom line. Yeah, what am I trying to say? In all that we are doing, let's focus on pleasing the Maker, and we believe that that will not be in vain.
Yeah, through the Christian Union, I have really grown. I can say it has really impacted me. Yeah, as the quote says that character of someone is mostly contributed by its environment, and I can say Christian Union being part of my environment, it has really impacted me. It has built me, and I can say I am a product of Christian Union.
As we say in the docket, that when imagination is ignited, worship is experienced. And so we use the talents that the Lord has given us in various platforms to enhance the kingdom of the Lord.
Leading worship has not just been about music and songs, it has been more about encountering God together.
Real success in ministry is measured in the transformation of lives and the impact that you give to the society at large.
Creative ministry has been a good place and will always be a good place to be serving in CUKCU. Because when we create together, it glimpses the heart of the Creator.
As a leader, never focus on the title that you are given. Focus on the responsibility of serving people. Even Jesus, when he was asked who is the greater, he said is the one who serves people. So the greatest advice that I can give to the new leadership is serve one another, serve members diligently, even if they will not appreciate you, even if they will not see it at that time. Just serve them with all your heart, with all your soul. And the second thing I will give them is they focus on love. The greatest of all is love. They love God so much. They wait on God so much. They have harmony between themselves so much.
Fun.
One that is memorable. I have a lot of memories that I've created through having time with, enjoying time, spending time with serving members. That has been my greatest joy, serving members and also personally being developed, being equipped, being transformed even in my relationship with Christ.
The past spiritual year has been an evidence of growth, accountability and intentionality.
Okay, the spiritual year was amazing. It was super amazing. I will describe it as amazing, impactful, fruitful, and our space of growth. Yes.
I say the past spiritual year, it is an year of growth, and another thing I can say is an year of blessing. The reason why King David in the Bible was a man after God's own heart, it's because before he did anything, he used to ask God. There is a period where his family was taken away by the enemies, but David, instead of going to save his family, he first asked God. I have ever asked myself, what if God says no? Will David also continue? And my answer, I can say, he couldn't have went because God came first.
The message advice I'd give them is that be of service. The Bible says that the greatest is the servant. So every skill and competence that you have, share it with the members. Make them as competent as you are. Be kind, be gentle, and love God more. Above all, make sure that your relationship with God is so solid. Don't exalt your position more than your relationship with God. Let it be that way. Relationship with God first, then your leadership.
Always listen to people, and always have a teachable spirit. Another thing I will say, look for a mentor if you don't have one. Someone who can be able to correct you and you will be able to listen all the days. Indeed, it's an error you made, you will listen to them.
The message I will share with the incoming vice chairperson is to tell them to walk closely with God, to ensure that even as they look forward to pour out to members, that she or he will first of all draw near to God, drink from his well. Also to walk in humility, to learn to embrace and to empower other leaders in that position. And also to remember that the goal is to impact people and to ensure that people are transformed so that they can go and empower others out there in the world at large.
The challenge I can say most leaders face is a challenge of balancing leadership and personal growth. And I can say to some point it was a challenge because most of the time you are needed in school, by administration, by partners, but I was able to maneuver, yes, and God helped me. So in that challenge, what advice I can give to the leaders is make sure you don't forget your personal growth as an individual, be it spiritually, mentally, socially. And the second thing I will tell them not to forget, don't forget your families back at home. Don't forget your friends, because those are the greatest support system.
Get this. When we serve God, our eyes are opened and we realize the purpose that God has for us. Remember, this will only come when we serve God. So let's continue serving the Lord, and we believe that it is not in vain. The Lord bless you so much. I love you.
Welcome to the Co-operative University Christian Union, where we equip, transform, empower. To God be all the glory.